going on, everybody? It's JetsCentral coming back with some breaking NFL news that came out like 10 to 15 minutes ago. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have just hired their new guy. They went out and they hired Bruce Arians, former head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, and I have to say, I love this hire. Perfect hire. I think it fills so much of what the Buccaneers wanted or really needed in a head coach. Not only does Bruce Arians bring an understanding of offensive football and a understanding of developing a quarterback. I mean, Arians has been around nothing but great quarterbacks his whole entire career. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Andrew Luck, most recently Carson Palmer, and also nobody brings up the fact that even when Carson Palmer went down, he got the most out of backup quarterbacks like Ryan Lindley and Drew Stanton. So Bruce Arians understands offense. He's won games. He knows the quarterback position. He's been around a ton of great quarterback play. He not only does he bring all that stuff to the table, but he also brings a sense of structure. He brings discipline. He holds players and people within the organization accountable. You talk to anybody, and by anybody, I literally mean anybody. Fans, players, front office members, other coaches. Everybody loves Arians. Everybody loves him and respects him. He demands a lot from his players. He pushes his players hard, but you talk to anybody, defensive players, offensive players, coaching staff, what have you. Everyone loves him. Every single person wants to buy in. When Arians opens his mouth, everybody listens. Everybody shuts up and they listen to what this guy has to say. Great leader. I love this hire. Now I will say it's going to be interesting to see who he brings on as OC and DC. My hunch is that he's probably going to be bringing over ex-New York Jet head coach Todd Bowles. That's where Todd Bowles was. Well, not in Tampa, obviously, but he was with Arians in Arizona. Best friends, right? Arians actually coached Todd Bowles back at Temple way back in the day. Anyway, those two guys have a long history together. I believe when Arians has Bowles next to him and when Bowles has Arians next to him, they bring out the best in each other. I also feel, and I've said this since day one, Todd Bowles is an excellent defensive mind. As a head coach, very, very questionable, right? But when you take a look at Todd Bowles through the lens of a defensive coordinator, when you really take Todd Bowles and you just, you're just slicing off responsibilities, right? He doesn't have to worry about developing a quarterback. He doesn't have to worry about offensive game plan. He doesn't have to worry about halftime adjustments on the offensive side of the football. He doesn't have to worry about clock management. When you're slicing away responsibilities for Todd Bowles and he's really narrowing his vision and really just focusing on the defensive side of the football, his expertise, I think it could be amazing. Now, I do have two concerns about this Buccaneers team moving forward. Well, really three, but the third one's really out of their control. Number one, the offensive line. You've got to establish a solid offensive line around Jameis Winston. Under Arians' guidance and tutelage, I think Jameis Winston will shine. Winston has all the talent in the world. He has all the athleticism in the world, the anticipatory skills that you want in a quarterback. He has everything physically on the field. The only thing is off the field. And you take a look at Bruce Arians, right? You take a look at Bruce Arians and what his resume working with players with kind of off the field problems. I think he's going to keep Winston in line, and I love it from that aspect. But focusing back on the offensive line, I feel like for the Bucs, they have to get a little bit better guard play. You just brought in Ryan Jensen last season, highest paid center from the Baltimore Ravens. I love that pickup, but as a whole, as a unit, the Buccaneers' offensive line, especially the interior, the guard play has got to be a little bit better. Actually, it's got to be a lot better if the Bucs want to compete in that division. Area number two that I have a little bit of concern with is Todd Bowles. He runs a 3-4 system right now. And the Buccaneers under Mike Smith, they ran a 4-3, right? Who was the defensive line last season? It was Vita Vea, Gerald McCoy, Vinny Curry, I believe, and then Jason Pierre-Paul. That is not really that ideal of a roster. That doesn't really fit a 3-4 system. Vita Vea is for sure staying. Gerald McCoy's for sure staying. Those guys are talented enough right now, especially McCoy, to fit in the 3-4 system. But right now you've got to get some outside linebackers in a 3-4. So I like the linebacking core of the Buccaneers right now. I don't love the linebacking core, but from switching to a 4-3 to a 3-4, it's a big transition. Huge transition overall from top to bottom, right? As a whole defense, it's a big process. So you guys have to get players to fill those roles. But you do have free agency. You have a lot of money to spend on free agency. You also have the draft. Okay, you're going to have high picks in the draft. So right now, I'm looking at this hire as an amazing hire for the Buccaneers right now. Bucs fans out there, let me know your thoughts. Football fans in general, let me know your thoughts. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and go Jets.